Good Morning Texas, the not-so-perfect parent, sponsored by the Gladney Center for Adoption, where hope is born.
Where allergies can have a debilitating effect for many of our youth, and allergies can limit a child's activities and even impact development. But Dr. George Hoogeveen with the Allergy Relief Center of Frisco and Wendy DeJong, mother of 4-year-old severe allergy sufferer Judd, is here to talk about a new way to treat the chronic problem of allergies. Good morning.
Good morning, Paige.
Well, Dr. Hoogeveen, I want to talk to you first about really defining allergies and the fact that it can impact a child in so many ways. And there's some studies that even say that it may be responsible for, or partially responsible for, some of the ADD, ADHD that we're seeing in so many kids these days.
Yeah, well, it seems so much more prevalent today, Paige, because in reality it is. You know, there are 60 million plus Americans that suffer from allergies of some form. And the reality is, if you look at the lists that children are taking to birthday parties and to schools of all the items that they should be avoiding or that might potentially be harmful for them, it's not only sad, but it's alarming. And on some level, I think it's become epidemic. And so I think the key is to understand that an allergy is really an error. It's an error in perception on the part of the immune system. Your immune system has overreacted or hyperreacted to a relatively harmless substance. So by definition, an allergy is an inappropriate response to a harmless substance. So for example, your body perceives fruits and vegetables or the pet or even grass and pollens as being harmful, and it reacts to them the same way it would to a virus or a bacteria.
So it attacks it, basically.
It attacks it, and so normally we see the flushing of the eyes and the itchy, watery eyes, but on a more serious level, sometimes we can have skin reactions, gastrointestinal dysfunction, and even an inability to concentrate or focus, behavioral changes.
Well, Wendy, your precious son, Judd, he was an allergy sufferer, a pretty severe allergy sufferer. Tell me a little bit about Judd and what he had to go through.
When he was 8 months old, we discovered he had allergies, and that started our trek on getting skin tests done every 6 months, up into every year, and just very painful for him, and just a lifestyle where we had to be careful of every single thing that he was around.
And we see a before picture of him right now, and how painful that process must have been for him, and the limitations that he had as well. Well, let's talk first a little bit about the revolutionary treatment that you have.
Well, I think the key is to understand that we're trying to change the way the body responds to this substance. And so if we know that an allergy is an inappropriate response, then it is also conditioned and it is learned. And so the goal of the treatment and the technology allows us to basically retrain or rewire the immune system in a safe environment in the office to no longer respond inappropriately to that substance when the person comes in contact with it.
So this isn't like a pill you're taking. This isn't medication. This is something that's hooked up to a laptop and then hooked up to the child, correct?
Correct, absolutely. Through the use of digital frequencies and cold laser, there's no needles, there's no pain, it's quick, it's effective, and we're getting tremendous results with it.
When we were talking about Judd a little earlier today, you were emotional thinking about him and how his life has changed. Tell me about Judd today.
Our life is just completely different. He's free. We can do whatever we want to do, and we can go wherever. Before, we would go on trips and end up in the emergency room. Just a difference in temperature, different in humidity, any change at all in his atmosphere would just set him.
Well, and what's even great is that we have him out here getting ready to jump on a trampoline, and so that just shows that he can be outside, he can play, he can participate, he can be a little boy. How has it changed your life, Wendy?
Unbelievable. Our stress level has gone completely down, and now we don't worry about every single thing. We don't worry about who he's around or where he's at, what he's eating. It has completely changed our lives.
Do you still walk around with an EpiPen at this time?
I do, and I'm not sure at what point I will be ready to give that up, but thank goodness we haven't needed it at all.
Well, he is a healthy, beautiful, gorgeous boy, and I congratulate you on your success, and we are thrilled to know about this new technology. Thank you both so much for being here. And for more information, you can contact Dr. Hoogeveen's office. I'm having a hard time with his last name, I apologize. At the Allergy Relief Center of Frisco through his website, which is arcfrisco.com, or you can call him at 972-335-7994.